Welcome, everybody, to the show.
Oh,
what show?
The show?
This is the show.
The show?
Oh,
We got a lot of exciting things today.
Like what?
Ooh, okay.
I don't know. We just decided to talk, didn't
Yeah,
we?
we were just going to talk, right?
Yeah.
You made it sound
Let's
all...
fire up the mics and let's bullshit a little bit.
I wanted everyone to feel excited to be here.
No, we're
Like, I
excited.
just clicked the video. I'm going to watch it and be entertained.
Jazz, I got an erection. Let's do this.
Everyone's excited.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Let's start with this first topic.
Okay.
Vacation spots. Who's got some favorite spots?
I wish I've been to more. I've probably been to the least amount of spots, as far as internationally anyway.
I doubt. Well, it doesn't have to be international.
Oh, I know
Yeah,
that.
I've not done a lot of international.
Yeah.
But like Abstro the other day, you were showing me some place in Mexico you went.
Yeah, when my family and I went to Cancun, Mexico, there's this place called Selja, which is like, it's kind of like big lagoon
Spell it
slash
for us.
park area. It's like XEL-HA, Selja.
Weird name.
It is weird. It was strange.
Huh.
The best part about this place was they had this rock that you could climb up on and just jump off. So it was like this constant cliff.
One of my favorite things to do in the world is jump off of things in the water.
I agree.
Oh, man.
I'm right
enjoy
there
it.
with you.
I enjoy it. You don't like it?
You don't-
No,
what?
you know what? I don't want to go cliff jumping.
What? Wait, how high?
All right, listen. I'll
Because
do.
there's
I'll
a-
do 25 feet,
There
and
you
I'll
go.
be like, "That's cool."
Right. Yeah.
But anything more than
That's
that,
high. That's plenty high.
that's
Yeah.
not okay.
No,
I
that's
thought you were
plenty high.
talking like jumping like
You'd do
100
four-
feet.
you'd
No,
do
no, no.
40.
This isn't that crazy.
To me, there's a point you hit and then it's done. There is a jump that I did. I might even be able to supply a picture where my butthole was like closed
Yeah.
for business.
That bad, huh? Yeah, I don't like those types of jumps.
But I jumped.
And that's the you feel that feeling when you
I was
press off.
falling. I was flailing. I should be touching ground by now.
But you're still going.
And you're still falling, and you're getting faster and faster, and you're like, okay, now I should be touching ground.
Yeah.
Still not.
What the hell was this?
This was Lake Powell.
So how big of a jump do you think it was?
Memory can get cloudy, but I'm guessing 70 feet.
See, that's a huge number.
good one.
Yeah, that's
Here's
a big
a
one.
question, okay? Here, question. You have video of this. When you guys all went camping and you jumped down a waterfall, you jumped down a
40
waterfall?
foot.
Oh, that was at
40.
Twisted Falls?
Okay,
You gonna
Twisted
compare
Falls.
our memories?
No, this is what I want to compare. That is the kind of jump I wouldn't want to do. You said 70 foot, and I'm like, no way in hell. And then I remembered yours. I'm going, that's why I said I wouldn't jump.
Oh, but you'd like it.
25, I'd be good.
To me, it's a little bit scary up there because it's colder. I'm always more nervous when I'm cold. I'm like a lizard. Like I need to be on a rock, sitting in the sun.
Okay.
Right.
And that's in a valley. It's very shaded. It's got mountain water. My body doesn't move as good when it's cold, so I prefer to be. That's why I like Lake Powell, man. It's sun and desert and lake.
And we
Oh,
did
of
high
course.
falls. You know, and we did high falls into airbags.
Yeah,
for
but
a
you were
little-
nervous until you did it a few times.
Oh, without a doubt. But it's no different. Like you're jumping off something, landing in a designated area that's safe. And in that, you have to land. Well, there's only certain ways you can land safely because you're not going to belly flop on an 80-foot jump into water. You're going to fuck your world up. You know?
I may have a picture of that I can share too.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Good
I've
cut.
always been. I've always been scared of heights.
Yeah, me
So-
too.
And I've gotten over them to a certain degree. Like, I jumped out of a plane, but the only reason why I did that is because it was a tandem jump, and I knew if my ass passed out,
You had
I'd be
someone-
cool.
Somebody was
I'm
cool.
good
Yeah,
to go.
tandem is a good first start.
So, yeah.
It's-
And I loved it. And I did, listen, I was 12,000 feet. I free fell until 4,500 feet, 5,000,
I've not done that yet. I wanna
4,500.
do that.
And it was amazing. Never, don't need to do it again. And why not have some guy on your fucking back, you know? I mean, why not? It didn't take away anything from the experience.
Yeah. I mean,
I
the
was,
guy on your back does it all the time. It makes sense.
yeah.
See, I've skydived. Is that how you say it? Skydove? I skydove.
I've skydiving.
Dived. Nobody says, yeah.
skydove.
Dived.
Probably a dozen times. Never did tandem.
Never did tandem.
No.
Well, tandem's for beginners.
You always did
So
it by
I-
yourself.
Well, I was a beginner, wasn't I?
Yeah, but the thing is, I could have. See, this was
How were
actually
you allowed
a fun
to not
story.
do or to go without doing tandem?
I told them I had a YouTube channel, and they were like, "Well, go ahead and do
You
it."
didn't
I feel like
then,
that's
no.
bullshit.
No, you just want, all you need is one day. This is a little story, but I'm going to get to it quick. I had no idea when I went skydiving that I was going to go skydiving. So a friend of mine said, "Hey man, you got to move some furniture upstate New York. You got to help me move." And I'm like, "Ah, motherfucker. Okay, you shit." So one of my best friends, he takes me, and we're maybe about 10 minutes away from where I think we're going. And he goes, "Yeah, we're not really going to go move some furniture. We're going skydiving."
Oh,
And
that
I'm like,
little
"What
weasel.
the fuck?" And he knew I was scared of heights.
And you were like, "Hell no!"
I was like, "What
you
the shit?"
promised me furniture.
That's it. I want furniture.
You just started randomly moving furniture.
Yeah, but I mean, I would still wanted to do it, but this forced me to. There's no bullshit. We're here, and I'm paying for it. It was a birthday present, and my birthday was 4 months earlier.
Oh.
This was birthday.
This was birthday.
Where? Where again?
This was upstate New York, and it might have been called Sky's the Limit. This was a long time ago. But so you could
That's a good
spend.
name.
It is. I like it.
And you could spend all day there, and then the next morning, I think, skydive by yourself. Or you could take a 3-hour bullshit tandem course.
Yeah.
Because you still had to take a class. You had to watch video, you had to do this, you had to do that, look at all the shit, and then go. So we obviously went for the short version. But one day is all you need.
First time I skydove.
Diving.
Yeah.
Dividend.
I did static line.
What's that mean?
That's where there's a cord hooked to your back. So you jump out of the plane, and then say if the cord's 20 feet long, once you hit the end of that thing, boom, it pulls your chute for you.
It does
so
it for you.
There's not a lot of free fall, but it's to help you learn how to sight the drop sight, get out, because when I did it, you had to climb out onto the wing. You're hanging there from the plane by the strut. You'd look over, he'd point, and that's when you let go. And then you would
That's pretty
parachute
exciting
down.
right there.
So
Sounds
you
fun.
you did static line 3 or 4 times till you were used to it, and while you're on static line, you had to reach the dummy. There was like a dummy pull and pull it. And once they felt comfortable that you could pull the ripcord yourself, then you got to do it without the static line.
It'd be funny if
That's how
James
I did it.
Bond.
That sounds fun.
That's awesome.
static line, huh?
Yeah,
That'd be
like,
fun.
He had like training wheels on
Yeah.
his motorcycle.
Yeah.
I'd enjoy that.
They should make a whole movie about like can't hurt yourself, James Bond.
That's it.
He has the rubber spoon that babies eat with.
Yeah. See, that's fun. Mine was boring. Mine was going to be his the clip-on bow tie because he can't tie it.
Of course not.
So vacation destinations, right?
You know, one of my favorite places, like I tell you, because I'm Irish, I love Ireland. I've been there a few times. So, like, I don't have vacation. I was there for like 6 weeks, so that was a long-ass vacation. But the people there were fucking awesome. Like, I love the landscape. I think it is beautiful.
Can you tell us more? Because you're like, oh, it's beautiful. It's cold.
I like it.
looks nice.
You know what? Well, I
What'd
don't
you
know.
like about it?
I like the rolling hills. I like the countryside. I love the fact that all the property, like out there, so much of the property is separated by these stone walls that have been there for hundreds
I've
of
seen
years.
those.
That's pretty cool.
And it's just, you're on the side of the highway, and you're just, because I hitched a good bit of Ireland.
Hitchhiked.
Yeah.
And it was safe and friendly?
Yeah, women picked me up.
Really?
Women
Wow.
were the ones
That says
and
a
they
lot.
weren't like women that were like into me. I got picked up by elderly like women or middle-aged women or like, where you going?
Just
I'm
fearless.
going up. Yeah, I'm going 40 miles up and then I'm turning off. I'll drop you off there.
Now, I've seen how you dress. They felt safe enough to pick you up.
You should have seen me then. I looked
Worse?
homeless, huge backpack,
Yeah.
big beard, like big old hoop earrings. I looked like I hadn't bathed in a week or two because I
And they
had not
picked you
bathed in
up.
a week or two. Yeah.
Was your tongue still pierced?
My tongue was pierced.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. I look like a freak, but you know what? You're in Europe, and it's like, people
Yeah.
are
Yeah,
traveling. You got a
exactly.
sign. Oh, you're from the States. I think my sign might have said,
They know why you're there.
US.
You're not just happen to be a homeless person from the U.S.
"Yeah,
there.
I'm going somewhere."
That's a risk sometimes.
Yeah.
It's
Just
exciting,
saying, I'm,
though,
I'm,
isn't
I'm,
it?
a, I'm a tourist
cool.
from the U.S., you know?
Oh,
like-
it's a risk, but there, apparently it was kind of a go, and then I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot, and it worked for probably 100 miles. I don't know 100 miles. It probably worked for a third of the trip.
That's great.
That's
Yeah,
good
it was
stuff.
cool.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
We should all try to hitchhike somewhere one day.
All of us together.
Yeah,
That'd
together.
work.
See if-
To
like,
Monkey Junction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should do a hitch.
We can make a video
Should
about
do a
that.
hitchhiking race.
A race.
A hitchhiking race, so you can hitch the quickest.
We'd all be walking the whole
Yeah,
time.
you gotta start walking, and then you gotta start
Yeah.
coming.
I would. How would you dress?
I dress like a woman.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That'll work
that
for.
that
till
might
they-
work for you.
Till they pull up next to you.
That would be an interesting experiment. Like do some hitchhiking things.
Contests?
Like men, women, different
Oh yeah,
dress, different.
that's a documentary right there.
Yeah, and just compare all the data.
Hitchhiking.
Who
Period.
got picked up the most.
Different approaches, different techniques. The thumb versus the wave, or the
The sign that tells exactly where you're
sign
trying to
says
get.
exactly where you want to
To
go.
me, that's the best.
I feel like it is too, because there's no question
Oh
when
yeah,
you're
that's
pulling
it.
over.
Yeah, well, the only time I did, anyone who was doing it, I mean, you always saw a sign.
Yeah, but you
So
don't.
I'm going to Galway. Anyone, please.
overseas. You don't see that here very often.
No, you do. I mean, maybe not very often, but
yeah.
I do because the
I've
real
seen it.
travelers, they always got them.
Did I tell you about I hitchhiked technically just a year or two ago? When's the last time y'all hitchhiked?
I don't believe I've ever hitchhiked.
Oh, I've got a story, but yeah, probably 10 years ago.
All right, let's hear that story in a second.
Yeah.
But first, Dallas.
I mean, I hitchhiked, but it was to no avail.
Okay, real quick, Astro, have you ever hitchhiked?
No, I've never hitchhiked.
Okay, so a couple years ago, I was driving to the mountains for the holidays, and on the way back, part of me, like, you know, part of you sometimes knows something's going to happen.
No.
Like on this trip, on the way out to the mountains, I was like, you know, I could see myself needing some sort of roadside assistance on this trip for some reason.
You willed it to happen.
Maybe. And then on the way back, I was thinking, I better keep an eye on my gas. And we have a long stretch of road near where we live on I-40 that there's just not much of anything. So if you don't gas up at a certain point and you miss it,
you're done.
It's miles for another one.
That was my situation.
And I missed it. I was like, okay, I need to get gas. It's in my head.
Yep.
2 seconds later, I'm like, oh, that's a good song. I'm going to turn that up. And then then you realize you missed the last gas exit. And I'm like, oh, boy. Now I'm cutting it close.
Yeah.
You know how you feel? You're like, all right, I'm going to just barely touch the gas. Maybe I can rock the car a little bit.
Anything to get a little,
No, it's stopping. It's stopping right here.
Yep.
So I'm like, crap. Pull over, turn the emergency lights on. I got a truck, so I'm standing in the back of my truck, hitchhiking. Somebody pick me up. They can see I got a truck. I'm obviously broke down.
Yeah.
Man, I was probably there 20 minutes.
I have a hard time myself picking up people only because it's just that fucking shocker. You never know. I don't know, man. And I've been that guy on the side of the road, and I feel bad when I don't do it.
It's like, that's the thing. It's the horror story you've heard about.
Also,
which is a shame.
Think about it. How often do you hear about a hitchhiking thing gone wrong?
Rarely.
Yeah, exactly. Rarely.
So it's not really a justified fear.
Yeah. No, it's like a TV or movie fear.
It's done through the fucking media and the movies and shit like that, where it's like, hitchhikers are fucking weird.
Yeah.
No, it's ruined it because most hitchhikers, it's like 95% of people probably just fucking cool. They're trying to get somewhere.
Yeah, but it does happen. It seems like it's more of like a parking lot thing, like someone suckers somebody into a car or something. But
I was in the Marine Corps, and a good friend of mine from high school just got stationed in the Navy up off the coast of Virginia. So we were going to drive home on one of those 4-day weekends to Minnesota. I drove from Wilmington up there, picked him up, and then we hit the road. So I'd done like the first, I don't know how many hours driving up the coast, and we were hitting the mountains on some interstate at night. And I remember saying, like, you know, when you see like a place to pull over, well, there was like, I'd never taken this route. There was no place to pull over, and he woke me up at about, I don't know, might have been 3 in the morning. Nate, we're out of gas, and we were in the middle of the fucking mountains. It was pitch black.
Wait, who's this that woke you up?
My buddy that was in the Navy.
Yeah, the guy that he was with.
He took over. He took over on his driving shift. We probably walked at least an hour with no one. I mean, hardly anything was going by, and anything that went by just drove right by. And like, you know, it was pitch dark up there, and it was a little kind of freaky.
How'd you get out of there?
We eventually made it to a gas station that wasn't open yet at about 6 a.m. and then made our way a little further to a gas station that was open. Yeah, and then got a ride back from a couple of assholes.
Really?
A couple of assholes at the gas station. I don't know. We couldn't figure it out.
No, what
they
asked
us for money.
They asked you for money.
They asked us for money for the gas to ride us back down, which probably took, I don't know, 10 minutes in the vehicle.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So,
that is forward.
Yeah.
It does seem like,
we were in a pickle. We were behind on our schedule. We were, dealt with a bunch of bullshit.
But at that point, I would tell me beforehand, and I'll be like, fucking A, here's $5.
Of course,
like,
sure. Hey, you got $10 for gas because we're like low on gas. But
yeah.
But so you obviously didn't have a lot of money. Did you give them money?
I mean, I believe we did.
Okay.
Yeah. We just wanted to get on the road again.
Yeah.
We were behind like 3 or more hours at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand if they're hurting for money and they're driving you. It's like, okay, well now you're in the Marines.
Yeah.
You're not making a lot of money either.
Yeah. No, not doing very well at all. So yeah, we hitchhiked. It didn't work, and then we talked to these guys at the gas station. So we didn't really have successful hitchhiking.
On my thing, I sat there hitchhiking for probably 15, 20 minutes, and I'm thinking, man, nobody's going to pick me up. I'm a nice-looking guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm out of gas.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, this could be a ploy that I set up.
Yeah.
But I'm clean. I got nice clothes on. My truck's old, but
out there
you're standing in a truck.
I got the thumb out. You know, when I was in Australia, they would point at the road. I don't know if that's common or not.
Oh, is that the equivalent of a thumb?
Really?
We do the thumb. Thumb up. I need a ride.
They point at the road.
They point with their index finger.
Seems like
from
an
what I
obvious.
saw.
It's an obvious.
It's just like, I want to ride on this.
Yeah. See that? I'd like to ride on that right there.
I want to be on this here.
In a car.
If you point to the sky, what would they react?
Airplane
You want a flight? You want a flight? I need a flight. Give me some tickets
Stat.
to Orlando.
Point to the water.
Yeah.
Boat ride, please.
Yeah,
I think pointing in the direction you're going would make the most sense.
I guess.
No, you know what? Thumb or like a wave to them, but pointing on the
A wave
ground
is a wave, though.
Pointing
They
on the
don't
ground
wave
is
back
silly.
as they drive
No,
by.
that's why the thumb works. I don't
Yeah, the
like the
thumb.
pointing road. I'm just saying.
We need a universal
Yeah,
something.
I thought it was the thumb. That's
Yep.
what I did.
Thumb seems to work the best. It's just like a good
Like-
universal symbol for
In
like,
this
hey, I need
country,
a ride.
yeah.
If I was
Now,
driving
Pointing to the
in,
road seems silly. It's like I'd be driving like, what is he pointing at?
or
Is
I'd
there a
yell out the
spider?
window, "That's a road!" as I went by.
Well, you might be in another country doing the thumb, and they go by and go, oh, he
Yeah, hey,
he really,
thumbs up.
hey,
That's
Hey,
like the
so-
wave thing.
way to go.
You got the ride?
Let me give a shout out to Hispanic people.
Okay.
Because I was sitting there forever. Nobody picked me up. And finally, this van pulls over. Some Hispanic people. They looked like they had a drywall company.
Yeah.
And they didn't talk to me much. I don't know if they spoke a
hooking
lot of
you up.
English. But I said, I need gas. Can you drive me to the next place where there's gas?
Dropped you off at
Yeah,
a.
there seemed to be a language
CVS.
barrier, but they knew what I needed. Got in the back of their work van. They took me to the next exit. I bought a gas can, filled it with gas. They unfortunately didn't drive me back.
Right.
But
They had to go to work.
I saw how far the drive was. Like, okay, I can walk this. Took me about, I don't know, 45 minutes to walk back.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
And I was on my way.
There
Did you
go.
try hitchhiking on the way back?
No, because I didn't want to cross. It was an interstate.
Right, yeah.
that is
I
a
wanted to
pick.
stay
I
on
know,
the
yeah.
same side.
Yeah, that would have been unsafe.
Many years ago, when I first moved to North Carolina, I had the bright idea driving here with a 1965
Oh, I saw
Mercury
it.
Comet.
The Comet.
Okay? And I was like,
That was
yeah.
a good looking
Baby
car.
I
blue.
loved it. I
Baby
loved
blue.
it. Baby blue. Man, baby original. Oh, it was beautiful.
It was.
I really did
I
like
almost
it.
thought it was like a teal color.
It was like an aqua green almost, like baby blue, kind of whatever it was. I think it was baby blue. But anyway,
That's when you had style.
that's when I had style.
You used to have style.
I
Remember
did.
that? You
Yeah,
remember that?
and it all went away.
We all still talk about it.
But on the trip down, like it was a 700-mile trip or so, and on the trip down, I was having a lot of car problems. And long story short, I had pulled over like 2 or 3 times before that. At one point, I changed out the radiator. You guys say radiator. I say it the wrong way, radiator. I
Yeah, which is
pulled
wrong.
it out and had it sealed at a place and put it back in. Super easy to do in old cars. Did it on the side of the road. I'm covered in sweat. It's like summertime. It's like 90 degrees, disgusting. I'm covered in filth and grime. And then my car starts overheating again because it was my water pump. And I, at this point, had called my brother in North Carolina to come and meet me halfway. I'm like, my car's not making it. I got to pull over every 50 miles and stop. But it started to overheat, and I got off on an exit. And I'm like, I got to get off on an exit now and get to a phone, call my brother, tell him to meet me here. And when I got off on the exit, I'm driving for like a mile or two and there's nobody there and my car just fucking dies. And it's right as the sun's going down. And I'm in one of those like roads that's off 95.
And that's when the creepers
and
come
it's
out.
dark
Yep,
and
skeletons
shit.
and
Yes,
zombies.
skeletons.
And rednecks.
But I'm freaking out because I got my brother coming to meet me and I got all this shit going down and it's late and I can't get in touch with him. There's no cell phones, there's no nothing. And I'm running down the road like panicking, trying to fucking hailing people over, trying to get people to stop for me. I look like a crazy man.
yeah, like, I was about to say, that's not going to work.
Oh, no, it didn't. I mean, it didn't for a while. At some point, there was a bus coming on the other side of the road, and I ran across the road that I was on. Then you know how they have the ditch in the middle of the road?
Yeah.
I ran full speed. Didn't try to slow down for the ditch, not thinking that would mean
Tried to
anything.
hover over it?
And I just face planted into the fucking, like the mud and the dirt.
Yeah.
And that makes me look even worse. I'm waving my hands, a bus just drives by. Long story short, maybe 10, 15 minutes later, I'm walking down the road just praying to God I'm going to come across something. And a woman and her 2 kids fucking pull up beside me.
That's the last
And
person
they-
you think would pull up.
And they're like, hey, are you okay? And I just wanted to break down and cry.
That's a beautiful thing. Beautiful people out there. Beautiful of all walks of life. That brings up another thing. Pre-cell phone standard. When you had to get in touch with someone, the fear of if they wouldn't answer.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
something a lot of people aren't
We
aren't
take it
familiar
for
with
granted
now.
now.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
Cell phones and everything.
It was so easy, and it was such a. It could have been such a freaking scary thing.
this might be a good time to wrap up.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I told a long
I
story.
didn't get to
I'm
my
sorry.
scary car story.
Oh, okay.
Tell
well,
you a scary car story.
It's good.
I
It's good.
apologize.
You guys were there. Like, I thought my Trailblazer, when I had the Trailblazer, I thought it was done that weekend.
Oh, the mountain
You guys
driving?
remember
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
We went up to the mountains. Our first day up there, my transmission goes.
And we went everywhere.
I drive that. Yeah, we went everywhere.
It wasn't
in first
scary,
gear
though.
the entire- I was fucking
He
scared.
was-
I
thought-
wasn't scared.
I was.
That's because it
We
was
were
his
on
car.
a busy interstate, and we all had cell phones and money.
He was scared of the bill.
No, I wasn't scared of the bill. Like I was scared. Like, what if this thing broke down?
What if we break down and have to stay at a hotel tonight?
And we have to
then get
protect
our car
each other.
fixed
We
tomorrow.
We were in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Then what?
We were
just-
driving from Asheville, or like we were driving from fucking Boone into Tennessee. There's a long stretch of fucking
And
nothing
we're like,
right there.
we're like
We
five
had tents and food
Yeah,
and
no,
money.
we would've been
We
okay.
were fine.
five healthy big dudes. You know what the hell would we do out
It's-
there on our own?
Funny
I don't
what you
know.
find scary.
That was scary to me.
Hey, that was
Like,
worth.
listen, we were.
We had already been camping
I
in
had
the
to
woods
drive
for
all the
5
way
days
back. I had
before
to drive all
that.
the way back in first gear. You think that was fun for me? You cock.
Apparently not.
It wasn't.
It's all coming out now.
He has
So
nightmares
scary.
about it. Nightmares.
I have nightmares, but I jack off when I think about it every now and then.
That's
Okay.
not scary then,
no,
is it?
No, that's
No,
called a
it's-
sexual fantasy.
Oh, is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of
Well,
mixed
maybe I
up
did want to get lost with
vocabulary.
you guys in the woods in the middle of nowhere. Have a good old time.
So this video will be called Travel Destinations / High Falls and Hijack. Or no, hijacking. Hitchhiking.
hitchhike and hijacks and
High Falls.
Okay, well, good. Well, I just wanted to end with this. The situation where I was in, and I was waiting for someone to help me. Sometimes people that need help aren't crazy.
Right.
Sometimes they're just good people
yeah, 99%
Of course.
of the
that
time.
are in
Yeah.
a situation.
It would seem.
And in my situation, I missed my exit. I was out of gas. In your situation, you were a good guy who just got dirty because he was trying to fix his car, then fell in the mud.
And in mine, I got
Right.
hustled for $10.
And thank goodness for those people like that lady.
Oh, yeah.
That helped you out, and those Hispanic folks that picked me up. So, I hope that everybody out there is safe
It's a
when
good
they
moral.
see someone in need.
Yeah.
But sometimes help somebody out
Yeah.
Yeah, pick up a hitchhiker every now and then.
Yeah.
It's not
when
that big of a deal.
when it's safe. Like when we're together, like when we went camping.
Right.
There's like 5 of us. We had a truck. Like, hey, hop in the back. We were picking up hitchhikers right and left.
Well, that's a no-brainer. When you're by yourself is a different story because it's like you're driving. That's the whole thing. Like I say, try to help people, but always assess the situation, like you said.
See, we had a good show, I think.
I didn't doubt you.
Big show.
I know you didn't. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, we talked.
See you next time.
We'll talk.
Bye, bitches.